Hey guys again. Here we are with the Smith & Wesson SD9VE. Now, you can do a lot of upgrades to this gun at a fairly decent price. If you want to put the money into it, if you got a really great deal like I did, you might end up spending a little extra money on the gun itself to make it the way you want, to customize it the way you want. But my question is it really worth it? It's up to you guys. If you've got this pistol and you upgraded it, you could tell a big difference. But there's a lot of people out there that want to justify whether or not uh, it's it's worth spending the money to upgrade the gun as is. Now, like I said before, if you didn't get this gun at a really great price, I wouldn't do the upgrades to it. But if you were like me, when I got this gun for $260 out the door at Intermountain because they price matched, I would go balls to the wall on the gun and replace as much as possible to get it the way you want, because you're gonna um, you're gonna save a lot of money by getting it price matched and finding it on sale somewhere. Then that money that you planned on spending to get it will actually go to upgrades. So here we have a totally upgraded pistol. Everything was replaced on it except the barrel. And the sights I upgraded myself. I didn't change them out, but I did some work on the sights myself. So this is what you can get for less than $75, basically. You can get a aftermarket recoil spring, which if you're not fond of muzzle rise and you want a little less recoil, that'd be the way to do it. If you're wanting a little less trigger pull than the stock trigger, you can go do the aftermarket trigger, which supposedly lightens the trigger pull by 20%, which is only 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds. And if you're wanting to go even farther, you can do the spring kit. It replaces almost all the springs in the gun except the sear spring, I believe. And you can pick these parts up, the trigger kit and the spring kit. It's made by Apex Tactical. You can pick those up for a reasonably fair price. I think everything that I spent for Apex stuff, the trigger and the spring kit, was around the $55 range to $60 range. I can't remember. And then the actual recoil spring was an even $20, and that spring is made for a Glock Gen 319. So Glock Gen 1 all the way to 3 will work. And it was actually cheaper than the actual Smith & Wesson dedicated spring, 20-pound spring. That's why I bought it. And yeah, that's the thing. You don't want to just change this recoil spring to 1 pound if you're going to do it. You might as well spend your money and get the 20-pound spring. The gun itself comes with the 17-pound spring and a plastic guide rod. I upgraded all that. I upgraded it to stainless steel with a 20-pound spring. And it works awesome. I mean, it cycles and shoots 115. It's not really a big issue for me. It might be to some, but it doesn't hold open on 115 grain ammo, which is the lighter ammo. So like I said, it's not a big deal to me because I just shoot this for fun. I don't shoot it, as self-defense. I mean, I probably could carry it, but then again, 9mm, most likely chances you're going to shoot plus P hollow points for the self-defense, unless you can find hollow point ammunition that's not plus P, which it'll shoot it anyway. This gun, I mean, it's cycled 115, and it's 115 grain steel ammo, 115 grain brass ammo. It's functioned flawlessly. No hiccups. About 200 rounds through it. Didn't clean it either. Just till today. I actually cleaned it up today, right before the video here. And the reason why I didn't clean it, I don't know if you've seen my other video, but the reason why I didn't clean it, I just want to see how reliable this gun was. I'm not saying I'd ever get in a firefight with it, but I put down 200 rounds and no hiccups at all, period. Like I said, it didn't hold open. I don't know if it was just because it was dirty or the ammo was too light, but I think the first couple of rounds I threw down range when I went to the range last time, when I put the spring in it, it did hold open. but then after a while it didn't. So I don't know what the deal was with that, but like I said, it's not a big deal to me. All I can do is just drop the old spring back in if I want it to hold open on 115 grain, or I can just shoot a heavier ball ammo. But back to the main point here: is it really worth spending your money, about $80 to upgrade, or $75 to upgrade this gun? Well, you know, like I said, $55 or $60 of it's going to go to the trigger to lower this trigger and make it smoother. So this gun, if a lot of people don't know, comes with about an 8.5 to 9 pound trigger. So I'm actually going to test this for you guys today and show you what it actually come down to for putting all these aftermarket parts in that actually affects the trigger pull and the trigger crispness and the travel. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. The stock trigger had a hinge trigger. You know, it was a hinge trigger. This one is not. This is actually a blade safety. You cannot engage the trigger unless the blade in the middle of the safety is engaged. So we're going to go ahead and do the trigger pull, and I'll end the video. And it's unloaded. The chamber indicator would show some brass in there, but it is unloaded. So, alrighty. Now this is to justify whether or not you should buy this gun if it's what you're looking for. Now let's see here if I can get it perfect for you guys. I didn't want to do it. Let's see if I can get it. This trigger pull gauge, if I don't have it at the right angle, it doesn't want to work correctly. You guys see it's not going to engage it, so let me get on the trigger here. It's got to be at the right angle. I don't know what to do. There it goes. It's about 4.5 to 5 pounds. So it does affect trigger pull. It lowers the trigger pull roughly. You know, if the gun's broken in, it's going to be less. But if you didn't break in your gun yet and you just went ahead and did the aftermarket, it will lower it. So I believe, you know, it was worth it. And like I said, I did upgrade the sights myself. So trying to get a good picture of those indents in there. A lot of guys don't know that when they buy this gun, the rear side's plastic, and the middle there's a metal sight up front, the front sight. But what you don't know is, if you don't already know this, the M&P sights will work as long as it's not the shield. It has to be the full M&P version of the Smith & Wesson, and the sights will fit. So that being said, I think I got my $75 worth, because in the end, $260 plus $75 was a little over $300, and I could justify spending that much money on this. So, alrighty guys, well, hope this helped out some guys determining whether or not they want to upgrade their pistol, and if it's justifiable for you to spend that much money on upgrading this pistol. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. As always, thanks for watching.